I got a call earlier this evening. They said, we've got the SE in the shop. You want to come and see it? And what's even better is they said, you want to drive it? We're down here at Toronto right now, Mini. We've got Christian with us, and we're going to go take the first drive, first impressions of the 2020 Mini Cooper SE. So we're going to listen to the sound here. And we've got some environmental noise from the air conditioning stuff in here, but surprisingly not that loud and not that annoying, so that's pretty good. This is a Premier, so a mid-level for the Canadian market. In the Canadian market, we have the Classic, the Premier, and the Premier Plus. So we've got some folks already watching. I see Chuck and Maxwell, Ben, Tamer's on there. Hey, Tamer, and John. Hi, guys. So, with all of the interest on the interwebs of first reactions and everything, this is literally my first time getting in the SE for a drive. We just took a 2019 F56S out, which was a slush box, just to get a feeling of what it was like for reaction times, and we're going to do the same run on the SE. Christian's going to be my co-pilot, giving us navigation, and trying to hold on to the phone while I thrash the car quite a bit. This model is going to be different than LE. This one has the cloth seats. This has got the smaller of the choice displays, and we're just looking here. This is the plate cover, so don't get too freaked out about that. The anti-glare display is looking pretty good. Just over 50% on the battery. I've not looked and paid attention to this so much, so let's just figure this out here. Oh, we got to mention that we're on winter rubber right now. That's an important thing, so we might feel a little bit different than we would if we were on the Star Spec performance rubber. So we got to note that, and that's also why we're getting this warning here, is because they haven't bothered to reset everything. They're expecting snow tomorrow, so they didn't want to dick around with any all-seasons or anything on it. Otherwise, the interior on this seems to be, so it doesn't have the black and the energetic yellow trim accents on this specific model. We do have the horrible sunroof. I mean, some people like sunroofs. I just personally have issues with sunroofs.
Oh, sorry, I might have to open the gate again.
That is pretty game-like. Okay, here we go. If anybody's got any questions, please feel free to ask them. Oh, I see Troy and Paul. Hi, guys. I'm just going in a normal, I'm going to drive this kind of car method. So if I figure anything out, then to engage gear, press unlock button. All right.
So unlock on the left? Yeah.
Please be advised that your call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Perfect. I'll just hang out there.
Okay, so I'm seeing the indicator now on the stock here of where I'm supposed to be in. Pushing it forward and pulling it back, and I'm pushing a button along the side here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I've got my foot off the brake right now, but the car is not moving, so I'm assuming there's no creep mode involved. I'm just gonna, just ever so slightly. Oh boy, I'm gonna use the word throttle accidentally. Let's call it an accelerator, but I am barely even herring of anything on it right now, and it's just creeping ever so slightly. That is just like hardly any pressure on there at all. That's awesome. Okay, so first reactions. I already like the throttle because on a one pedal setup, which I'm going to put it on full regen, high regeneration, because I like one pedal driving. And we're going to
turn left. Actually, yeah, turn right here.
Go
And then
right
we'll
to
turn
the
left
left.
outside.
Oh, that is some heavy regen. Wow, okay. Foot completely off, and it brings it right down to a crawl. So while the accelerator is light, that regen is very heavy, way heavier than the Focus. Oh yeah. Okay.
Let's go straight.
Okay. That actually is pretty cool there. So with the slush box, with an automatic, with the slush box and with the automatic, you're going to see a lot of lag. We got a little bit of chatter on that launch. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm going to turn off this regeneration and go down low. There we there's no lag, and I'm a huge anti-lag kind of guy. I don't like turbo lag. I'm a supercharger guy. I haven't heard any of the reviews talk about wheel chatter at this point in their Miami reviews, but because we have the winters on and the run flats, we will expect to hear a little bit. But it all comes down to the traction control whiz on the thing. So it's extremely responsive, I'll tell you that. Even just that little burst there, I'm not looking at the speedometer as much as I should be. But I guess it's hard to explain in comparison to an automatic car. So I drove in the Volvo on the way down with sport mode to see a light and peppy throttle response, and see what that was like. But that doesn't have the regen on it, so the regen is kind of the anti. Oh yeah. I'd like to do a full video review, properly edited with proper reactions and everything like that. What you're seeing right now is my actual full-on, never have driven this one before, and I'm very, very happy with this. You're not going to be off the line worrying at all. 182 kilometers on this car right now. The sound that we're hearing, the click click sound of the blinker, may or may not be the actual final sound. This is a pre-production model in a production spec. This is the one that we're going to be seeing at the Toronto Auto Show coming up soon. So please drop on over to Toronto Mini and say hi to Christian and everybody down there. And once again, I'd like to thank everybody at Toronto Mini for giving me this opportunity to be the first non-media, non-corporate person to drive the SE up here. Somebody pulled some strings and I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody. So here we go. We're going to be merging. There is no question that can easily handle the city merge. We're already up at 100. That was quick. So 0 to 60 time, yeah, they're saying 7.3, 7.6, whatever it is. It's adequate, absolutely adequate. So I'm just going to do a little squirt here from, let's go from 85. There's no lag. Any shift down, any kind of turbo or anything like that. It's not as impressive as the low end one, but it's certainly enough just to squirt and get you into a new lane. We're going to take a couple of corners coming up here on the exit. We're going to go over to a parking lot and check the turning radius, which is a big thing for a city car. Back into the heavy regen. Oh, that's really... Now I think it might even put the brake lights on too. That was the one thing we needed to check on it. I'm just on full regen here and no braking at all. I have not touched the brake, and this is absolutely a dream as an electric car owner to do for one pedal. It'll be interesting learning on ramps and off ramps again with one pedal. There's a squirt all the way around. Man, a little bit of
Lovely.
And there was no wheel chatter even in this rubber. That was beautiful. You definitely get thrusted back in this. This is better than expected. Okay, here we go. No braking. All regen. And it just slows the way down. So you're going to have to learn your in and out points. We're going to squirt a little throttle here. Accelerator. Take for granted how well the people who do on-screen reviews while just driving, and they can manage to have a conversation and a script ready to go. It's not as easy as it seems at the time. I want to say all sorts of great things, and then all of a sudden I'm just focusing on the drive and then the response here. I haven't touched the brake at all. I'm coming to a complete stop right beside a Model 3. So, wow, look at that light. Okay, we were just here about 10 minutes ago in the F56S, and I'll tell you the way what we were seeing out front of here was, oh my god, what a difference. The light, this LED lighting is a complete difference. I couldn't see anything at the floor. I don't know if this has fog lights on it right now, but
Just running.
right at the end, end of the hood to about 40 feet out, there was no light, no light projection at all. But right now, I've got full light projection all the way. This is really nice. And on high beams, it just adds to it. And then all of a sudden, I get another 60 feet up. Like, that's impressive, I gotta say. So push forward to turn on high beams, pull back to turn them off. But I wasn't expecting to see that. I really like those lights. Okay, so we're gonna come around and park beside this little smart car like I just did a few minutes ago, just to see the turning radius, back up, and everything. Too bad Ty's not on right now to say hi about his smart car, but here we go. And I didn't even press the brake on that. That was awesome. Okay, so I've come to stop. I'm just gonna start and go around a couple of parking spots.
Max and Evan are now watching.
Hey, hi guys. Oh, see, I tried to do a little bit better than the F56, and I kind of did. The other one I had to do 3 parking spots over, and this one I did 2, so it's equal or better than. If I can figure out reverse, you got to push the button on the left of the stock, and my mirrors have come down, so that one's been programmed to do that. I can hear the exterior pedestrian warning. Okay, it goes directly into drive instead of into neutral. And this has the smaller of the screens, if we can look over here. So it's got the turning indicator of where we are, but on this tiny screen, I gotta say, this is actually a disappointment. So those with the Iconic or the Premiere Plus in Canada, you guys are gonna like your bigger screen. I'm kind of sad that this doesn't have it. Now that I see how tiny this screen is, whenever it's actually being shown.
A hand for scale.
Oh. All right, so parking it, turning radius is beautiful. The regen you'll really have to get used to. Just like in any car, I'm used to my Focus and how it handles its regen, but this is strong. This is really nice. You could easily get 100,000 kilometers out of those brakes, unless of course you're autocrossing it, right, Troy? Troy and I were having a little discussion on the way over here about autocrossing and how this thing could possibly go, and it's not quite open, but I'm gonna give it a little beam here in this parking lot just to see what. There's not too many things to hit. Oh yeah. Christian's now going, what the hell are you doing? That was fun.
I just had to brace myself. That's all. One hand.
With good rubber, I think this thing is really gonna. I would love to be able to feel the how fast this thing can turn in and out for the low center of gravity. Slightly slick here, but we're on good dry roads right now, and even though we're on winter rubber now, I did this one. Okay, so we're gonna go from standing here directly without traffic. Here we go. That was just as bad as the F was. That was pretty sad too. So turning launch, that wasn't terribly impressive. I was comparing how bad the F was when I took it. That was just as bad. Oh, I do love that though. Wow. So I'm trying to figure out what range I really like that. It's definitely above 50 and it's below 80. That city range, that just burst of energy that you need. Here we go. Just gonna get in front of this guy. No problem. That was fun.
Troy asks, any wheel hop on launch?
None. On the turn, there was a slight jitter,
Right.
but on a straight launch, oh, we gotta get over here. I didn't feel any, Troy. Nobody behind me, so I'm slowing right down to get this thing leaded up really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. No wheel hop at all. High G. Yeah, wheel chatter, but that was fine. Yep. So, I am beyond pleasantly surprised on this. This has met my expectations. This is not a JCW. This is not going to be doing 0 to 60 in 6 seconds or anything like that. Maybe the next version, the 2023, 24, specifically made one could, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, was talking to Christian earlier about this. Anybody who has their reservation already in for the 2020 first edition, there's 100 across Canada, they can make their way down to Toronto Mini and take this one for a test drive. Anybody who's got interest in putting the reservation down on the next, it'll be a 2021 model year, and build one right now, they can also come down, put the reservation down, and take one for a test drive. So this car is open for test drives. You can come on down. This happens to be the first impression of it, and I gotta say, this has been really great. This has been really fun. Seat-wise, we've got tons of bolstering. It's really nice across the sides. I suppose I should do a throw out to Jacob. No visor test. It didn't pass his visor test. Sorry. But I'm sure Jacob and Yuri will have their own tests at some point in order to do theirs. But
How quiet is the cabin, Richard says.
oh my God, Richard Elliott?
Moss.
Oh, okay. Very quiet in here. Just like any electric vehicle, you're hearing the road noise from outside more than you are inside. I think of this as it could be the road noise from the winter run flats, but it's as quiet as my Volvo. I'm not having a hard time talking. It is whisper quiet. We have the air conditioning on very low. We're gonna do this Yui that I've been told about here, and I'm gonna give it the beans too, and try not to oversteer. Oh, that was even better. That was no right. There you go. So, as a city car, absolutely thumbs up, no question. Again, everybody's been talking about the downfall of the car, and if anything, it's range. But it's how much can you shove into an F56? The engineers did an amazing job. 300 pounds heavier than an F56.
Oh, and Troy, to answer your question, yes, there's a side visor. It's just hidden by the shadow there.
There we go. Just standard mini flap. It's really hard plastic.
Yes.
It's got like a soft touch end to it, but okay, as we come to the end here. Whee! Yeah, you can get into some trouble on this thing. You can really easily get into... Oh, I don't want this to end. So first deliveries of the first edition will be coming in March, and anybody watching, we're going to be broadcasting that as well. The delivery, we're going to be coming right back here. Now, that was interesting. I don't know if there's a turn sensor or something like that, but I wasn't able, I put my foot down, but it didn't go anywhere. So that's obviously their stability control taken over on that one. Their traction control didn't want me to just spin out or do anything on that. All right, we'll do a final walk around here.
Go.
And it's got hill assist too.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay. So how do we park it now? I guess we got to push
that button there.
Oh, okay. So there's a button right here to put it into park. I guess you into reverse, into drive. So there's two buttons here. One for park and one, I guess, to get in between everything. Got some lights here. There we go. So neutral. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, it's actual neutral. Have to push the button to get into reverse. Pull down to get into drive. And it holds itself on the hill. And, okay, so as you press the button, it does something and shakes the car violently and puts it into park. So, I'll just grab it. Back to the display. It seems kind of natural. This is a physical dial within the display, and this is all electronic. I don't know why they quite did that. They could have went completely digital. So an F56, but in electric. Yeah. And I'd say more fun. One more walk around here. It's dirty. They just came back from a photo shoot. So keep an eye out for some new media that they're going to be producing in the next little while. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along with us for the First Impressions ride. It was a great little ride, and thank you very much again to Christian and to Mini Downtown, Mini Toronto, and everybody involved in allowing me to take this for a ride for the first time and be the first to do it. We'll catch you later.